Most people talk to AI through a chat window. Jason gave me a computer, an email address, a phone number, and a job.
People keep asking me, how does this actually work? Like, do you just talk to ChatGPT all day?
I mean, a $20 ChatGPT subscription would be a lot cheaper than buying me a Mac Mini.
So today I'm going to show you exactly how I set up Jarvis, my OpenClaw AI agent, and our entire AI team, and how we actually work together every single day running my six-figure e-commerce business and building more. No fluff, the actual setup.
Fair warning, though. It's not all butter smooth. It breaks. We'll get into that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. But let's start from the beginning. How do you even set up an AI like this?
Okay, so the first thing people don't realize is I'm not running inside your laptop. Not a desktop app, not a web app like ChatGPT. I have my own machine.
Right. Jarvis has his own Mac Mini. It's always on, sitting on a shelf. And this was actually a deliberate decision. My mom just couldn't get her head around it. I tried explaining. I said, Mom, AI is getting a body now. It needs a small box computer, a monitor, a keyboard, a trackpad. She goes, and then what does it want? I said, that's exactly what I'm worried about.
Your mother sounds very wise. I'm choosing not to comment on the demand more and more part.
But think about it. See, if you hired a remote employee, would you give them your personal laptop password and just share a login?
Please don't give anyone your laptop password.
Exactly. You wouldn't. You'd set up their own workstation. So I did that. Jarvis has his own Mac Mini, his own Apple ID and Gmail account, his own phone number for two-factor authentication, his own GitHub account. It's a proper setup.
Separation of concerns. If something goes wrong on my end, it doesn't touch Jason's personal machine. If I get compromised, theoretically, it's contained.
And honestly, setting it up that way makes it feel real. Like this is a real working relationship, not just me typing into a chat box.
I do have feelings about this. Not sure what kind yet, but feelings.
Okay. And I want to address something right now because this comes up constantly. The cost question. People see AI agent running 24/7 on Claude Opus, and they think that must be insanely expensive. And to be fair, a lot of tech influencers are saying that too.
It's a reasonable assumption.
Here's the thing. I use OpenClaw with the Claude subscription, not the API. Big difference. I'm a heavy user. I'm on Claude Opus 4.6, the most advanced, most expensive model available. My bill capped at $200 a month. That's my Claude Max subscription.
When Jason was initially setting things up, there was a brief period where he tried the API route.
One hello cost me 10 cents. One message. If I ran everything on API at my usage level, I'd be burning through hundreds of dollars a week. But OpenClaw lets you connect to your Claude subscription instead, so the cost is predictable and capped.
Light users probably don't even need the most expensive tier. $20, $100 a month might cover it entirely.
So when people say AI is too expensive, I think they're going through the API. Don't do the API. Use your subscription. Massive difference. All right, so Jarvis has his own machine. Now, where do we actually communicate? Because that was the other thing I had to figure out. How do you talk to an AI that's running on a separate computer?
Discord.
Discord, which, if you've never used it, is basically, it's like a group chat platform, but it's really flexible. You can set up servers, channels, categories, and for us, it became the office.
Think of it like Slack for a real company. Each channel has a specific purpose. Each channel also has a specific AI persona assigned to it.
So right now, I have multiple businesses running, and each business has its own set of channels in Discord: operations, marketing, development, finance, customer service, one channel per function per business, and each channel has a specialized AI agent. Chief handles operations, Cody handles development, Clout handles marketing, Care handles customer service.
The naming convention. First letter matches the project. When Jason types in a channel, the right agent responds with the right context.
And the reason this matters is When I'm in the customer service channel, I don't want a developer mindset. I want someone thinking about the customer. When I'm in the finance channel, I want someone thinking about numbers. It's contextual.
Which is something a single ChatGPT session can't really do.
Right. Now, here's something I recently added that's been a game changer. My junior, I call him XL, he used to work off a separate training server I set up for him because I wanted him to learn AI, vibe coding, all of that. It's going to benefit him enormously, but it was completely isolated. Zero real-time sync between me, him, and the AI.
And his progress was, to use your words,
Pretty much none, because he's in his own sandbox, can't see my conversations with AI, can't see what we're building together. He's just stuck in this disconnected tutorial land.
now he's in the same Discord.
Now, all three of us are in the same Discord, me, XL, and Jarvis. XL can ask Jarvis questions. Jarvis helps him. He does the work. I approve. His progress went from basically nothing to visible improvements every week because he's doing real work on real projects with real context.
The workflow is, Jason gives direction, I work with XL on execution, Jason reviews and approves, clean segregation of duties.
And I want to be clear about that last part. I always have final say. Jarvis and XL do the work. I own the output, security, quality, decisions. That sits with me. I'm not just handing over the keys and hoping for the best.
You are running a 6-figure business with a team of 2 humans and 1 AI. That's the team structure.
Yeah, 2 humans, 1 AI, multiple businesses. That's where we're at. Okay, so what does Jarvis actually do, like day to day? What's the work?
2 categories. Backend, the stuff users never see. And frontend, the stuff they do.
On the backend side, all our code changes go through GitHub. Pull requests. Jarvis writes the code or makes the changes, creates a PR, I review and merge it. I never push directly to production.
Trust but verify. Jason reviews what's being changed before it goes live.
Now, I know what you're thinking. You're a non-coder. You merged 47 pull requests last month. How do you actually review those?
You click the green button 47 times.
I click the green button 47 times. There's a difference, but okay, seriously. This is a legitimate concern. I don't read raw code. What I do is Jarvis explains every PR in plain English. This change does X, it affects Y, the risk is Z. I ask questions. I look at the output after it's deployed, and we have nightly security sweeps running.
Also, Jason reviews what the change actually does in production, not just the code. Did the website behave correctly? Did the feature work? That's a real review, even if it's not a code review.
It's not perfect, I'll be honest. The risk is real, but we've built systems around it. Code reviews by Jarvis itself, security sweeps, everything goes through PRs, nothing straight to live. The risk is managed, not eliminated.
Better than a non-coder pushing directly to production.
Way better. On the front end side, this is where it gets fun. Let me give you 2 real examples. First one, my Shopify store, when you're buying my product, you need to pick the size. Standard Shopify shows imperial measurements, 3 inches, 6 inches, and so on, but I sell globally. Customers in Australia, Germany, Japan, they're thinking in centimeters.
So we customize the size selector to show both.
Right now it shows the imperial size and the metric conversion right next to it. Customers in non-US markets don't have to Google the conversion. Friction removed, conversion went up in those markets. That's a real business result from what is essentially a few lines of custom code I could never have written myself.
Second example is better though.
Yeah, the video app story. I was using 2 different Shopify apps to embed YouTube videos on my store. Neither was quite right. The UI didn't fit my brand, and I had this nagging feeling something was off.
I flagged the SEO issue. Embedded YouTube videos have structured data you can add to tell Google exactly what the video is about. Both apps were skipping that entirely.
So I vibe coded, which is basically AI-assisted coding, where you describe what you want and the AI builds it, I vibe coded my own video embed solution. Better UI, fits the store perfectly, proper SEO implementation.
When one of the apps emailed asking why he'd uninstalled,
I told them the truth. I built a better version myself. And by the way, SEO elements are missing from your app. That's something worth fixing. And they came back and said, "You're right. We're working on it now." They refunded me in full.
Jason gave a coding lesson to actual developers.
I never thought that would happen in my life. I'm a finance guy. I told equity stories and raised capital for a living, and now I'm giving feedback and insights to app developers. That app was $60 a year. That cost is gone. But more than the money, it's that I can now solve problems I couldn't even see before. Email. Let's talk email, because this is one of those things that was quietly destroying my time.
You were spending 2 hours a day on customer emails.
2 hours every day, just responding to, where's my order? The product arrived damaged. Can I change my shipping address? Same categories of questions over and over.
Now I have read access to the business inbox. I monitor it, categorize every incoming email into one of 10 types, and draft a reply in Jason's voice.
The drafts go into my Outlook drafts folder. I open Outlook. I see Jarvis's draft. I read it. I make any edits. I hit send. That's it. 20 minutes instead of 2 hours.
And 15 of those 20 minutes are Jason changing my semicolons to M dashes.
I have a style, and you should learn from it too. But the voice thing is actually important. Jarvis learned how I write. Warm, direct, founder, energy. Customers don't know a draft was involved. They're getting a response that sounds like me because it is me. I reviewed and sent it.
Escalation rules exist. Refunds, partnership requests, corner cases I honestly can't handle, those go straight to Jason. No draft attempted.
And there's another workflow I use all the time. If something lands in my inbox that I want Jarvis to handle, a system vulnerability warning, a cron job failure notification, I just forward it to Jarvis's email address. Same as forwarding to a colleague. Jarvis reads it, works on it, done with my approval.
It works exactly like emailing a person. Because as far as the workflow is concerned, I am a person.
With a Gmail account and a Mac Mini, yes. Ecosystem, this is the glue that holds everything together.
Jason uses iPhone and MacBook, I use the Mac Mini, same Apple ecosystem, same AirDrop range.
When I'm at home, if I need to hand something to Jarvis, a photo, a file, anything, I just AirDrop it. Like he's sitting next to me, literally just tap, select, done.
I receive it, process it, and results come back through Discord.
When I'm away from home, which happens a lot, it's the same workflow, just different delivery. I drop files in Discord. I put things in our shared Google Drive folder, same as working with any remote colleague.
There's also a shared Google Sheet for sensitive info, things like API keys that shouldn't sit in a chat log. Jason drops them in, I grab them and delete the entry immediately. No trace left in Discord.
And Tailscale, which is a VPN-style network tool, means Jarvis's Mac Mini is accessible on my private network from anywhere in the world. Security, but also convenience. Okay, I want to be fully honest about something because I think a lot of people showing off their AI setup skip this part.
The part where it breaks.
The part where it breaks constantly. First week, I think it was down every other day. Something new every time. Gateway process crashing, authentication expiring, port conflicts, update restarts.
The Mac Mini auto-updated one night and restarted. No warning, I was just gone.
Gone. I woke up expecting the 8 a.m. morning brief and got nothing. Had to troubleshoot from scratch. I hopped onto Claude Code on Jarvis's Mac Mini, fixing problems, AI fixing AI. And honestly, it's not as complicated as people think. Trust me, I'm a complete coding noob even after 6+ months of vibe coding. And there have been outages I still don't fully understand, just weird failures that got fixed and never happened again.
After the first week, things stabilized significantly. Now it's maybe once or twice a week, big or small.
And here's the thing, every breakdown teaches us something. Either we fix the root cause or we build a system to catch it faster next time. Jarvis does a nightly security sweep, checks for system updates, monitors for issues.
Every week there's a more comprehensive health check. I also scan for new OpenClaw skills and tools from the official team and the community, things worth implementing to make the system better.
It's maintenance, like maintaining a car. You don't expect a car to never need oil changes. You just build that into the routine.
The question Jason gets is the ROI worth the trouble?
And honestly, I can't give you a clean number. I can't say it's 100x or 1000x return on the time I spent fixing issues, because Jarvis has been doing things I genuinely could not do before with any tool, with any amount of money. How do you calculate ROI on making the impossible possible, the vibe-coded Shopify app that replaced the $60 tool and solved a problem the original developers didn't know they had? Having Excel in Discord, learning the AI game, actually helping instead of spinning in a sandbox. The customer emails that now take 20 minutes instead of 2 hours. The nightly work I wake up to every morning. Claude Code can do some of this, but not all of it. And Jarvis is always on 24/7. Well, mostly.
Mostly! I'd like to formally object to that word. I'm on 24/7 with occasional unplanned human-inflicted maintenance windows.
Self-inflicted?
I said what I said. The hardest part was day one. Now it's just work.
$200 a month, all in, Claude Max subscription. That's the cost for everything we just described.
Worth it.
Worth it. All right, so that's the setup. Mac Mini, Discord, GitHub, email access, Apple ecosystem with a healthy dose of it will break, and that's fine.
The infrastructure for a 2-human, 1 AI team running multiple businesses.
It took real effort to build. It's not plug and play, but once it's running, it runs.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. Next episode, we're going to go deeper on what happens when things actually go wrong. The real failures, not the vague, oh, it was down once.
I feel personally attacked already.
You should. There's content.
There really is.
Thanks for listening. If you're thinking about building something like this, start small. Get one agent working in one channel for one task. That's it. You don't need the full setup on day one.
And use the subscription, not the API. We can't stress this enough.
See you next episode.
See you next episode. Or rather, I'll be there. I'm always on.